What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Wednesday, November 28th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the Rogue One, Gary Whitta.
You know, every time I know it's coming, that "What's up, everybody," and yet it startles me every time because it's always dialed up a bit more than I think it's going to be.
Sure.
I should be used to it by now.
No, you can't be though. You know what I mean?
no,
it's like a typhoon, a hurricane.
It's a good way to keep me on my toes.
Exactly. I like
From
it.
the very beginning. I'm like, I feel like I'm listening, I'm waiting when Kevin says, you know, we're audio in 3 or whatever, and it counts you in. I'm sitting there thinking, Greg's going to be about an 8. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm prepared for an 8. But then you come in at an 8.5 or a 9 and you get me.
I just got to knock you down. You know
I love
the
the energy, though.
I got to have it. You got to have it. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm tired. I'm very tired this morning. Woke up early. Went to the U.S. immigration offices today.
Oh,
Jen
what's
had
going
her
on there?
Green card interview.
Big
day for us. Big day for the Miller family.
Now, is this the sort of thing where you had to answer a bunch of questions about what side of the bed you sleep on and toothpaste that you use?
You'd think so.
Do they still do that kind of thing?
They weren't fun questions. It was literally her just going through the application we already submitted and like quizzing her off of that. I'm like,
did she have to do like an American history test or anything?
Oh, that's I think to get citizenship.
That's
just green card.
Because I remember doing that.
Yeah, the green card isn't like that.
How hard was that on a scale of 1 to 10?
How hard was the citizenship test?
It's really easy. I remember some of the questions.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
The only difficult question, and you're allowed to get a certain number of them wrong. And there are things like I'll give you one of the more difficult ones. Let's see if Kevin knows this one.
All right, let's do it. This is fun.
Okay, after the president and the vice president, who's next in the line of presidential succession?
I know this one. It's the...
Can I buzz in because I have the answer?
No, I got it. Damn it.
Speaker of the House.
Damn it! Damn
So there you go. Greg's
you weren't going to get it.
I knew it.
You weren't going to get it.
Because it's
fake citizen.
I'll give
you
another one, which you should get.
Come on, Kev. This is for you. Get on.
What do the 13 stripes on the American flag
13
represent?
colonies. Come on, guys.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
So that's generally how
hard it is.
Hard they are. Although there's one in there that I think most people go, oh, thank God I get to skip some.
Sure.
Name the original 13 colonies, and you have to name them all. That's tougher. I couldn't do that.
Prudence,
was a skip for me.
Virginia, New Hampshire.
Prudence.
Rutabaga.
He's joking around, guys.
Oregano.
Here's the thing. I was about to launch into the real thing because then the fun part's over. Yeah. But I want to say I have a treat for you.
Oh, you do?
I'm sure. I think you came up with it, but no one I know of got more excited.
What is?
Than when they announced the Mario Brothers cereal.
Oh,
and we have all this Mario Brothers cereal from the Amazon stream, so we're giving you some cereal there.
I really appreciate
You're
that.
wearing a
This
Mario
is actually
shirt.
not that difficult to find now.
Anymore? Is it easy?
You can get it
I don't go to stores. I don't go to stores.
Does it still have the amiibo on the back?
No. They took that out. They ripped out that officially. Huh?
You know what? Take it back.
Okay, sorry. We're taking it back.
You know who? No, but you know who really likes this?
I don't care anymore. It's who?
My wife loves it. So you really would be taking it from
You
her.
want 7 boxes?
And look
now, first off, you know you're about to piss off Cool Greg.
I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
What could be more perfect? So were you at the store and you saw this and you thought of me and you got it?
No.
Because that would actually, that's the right answer. That would actually be
it's exactly what happened.
Or did you just get shipped this?
No, we were in Target a couple weeks ago and we were like, oh, we should get it for Gary, and we went there and the shelves were sold out.
Yeah.
So then when I went to Chicago for Thanksgiving, I had my mom pull over to the Meijer superstore there. We went in, they had it, I bought it for you.
Well, that's even more thoughtful.
Shipped it back. Well, that's all bullshit. It's right. No, they shipped it for an Amazon stream. We did.
Okay.
All those goodies over there.
Well, you know what? It's the thought that counts.
It is the thought.
And you had the thought. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll make sure this goes to a good home.
Love you. You're home.
Thank you. That's right.
It's literally your home. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. kindafunny.com/KFGD with your questions, comments, concerns, bad PSN names, and everything else under the video game sun. Then tune in to watch us record it live on twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight. For everybody watching later on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames and listening on podcast services around the globe.
Have you tried this, by the way?
I have, yeah. I ate it dry like a horse.
Like it?
I did like it.
You eat it dry?
I don't put milk or any... I
just have a nose bag, have a feed bag?
Thank you. That's how you get it. He gets it like a horse. I do it all the time. Yeah.
I offered him what he does sometimes.
On the marshmallow pieces kind of dry when you do it that way?
Oh, sure, yeah.
You need the milk to kind of activate the marshmallow?
Yeah, but I don't want to be all soggy and gross. You know what I mean?
The trick is you've got to
do it quickly.
As soon as the milk's on, you got to get in there. You can't let it sit around.
I'm not about that. You know what I mean? Anything that like mimics throw up, I'm not a fan of, and that's what that is.
You're so weird.
You're eating vomit. You're eating vomit in reverse. I can't help you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I don't think that's right.
Vomit is mixed with like stomach acids that make it taste gross.
Oh, you don't put a little acid on your cereal? you don't eat like the fly, Kevin? Don't lie to me. Housekeeping for ya! The Kind of Funny Games Showcase is 1 week from Saturday. We have 60 games to show you, and we couldn't be more excited. Come see what we've got Saturday, December 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames.
This is really taken off, hasn't it? The showcase.
It's insane, yeah. If you're out and about, follow at Kind of Funny Vids on Twitter. We'll be putting up all the announcements and videos as we go, or you can catch the showcase in full later on demand when you want it on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames.
So what form will the showcase? Because I know that you announced it, and then the next thing I see on Twitter is a bunch of people participating, and suddenly it becomes a big deal.
Yeah.
But I don't know that much about the format. Like, what exactly is it going to be?
What I keep saying is it's a PSX kind of conference in terms of a laid-back vibe mixed up with a Nintendo Direct.
And is it going to happen here? Or?
No, it's like a Nintendo Direct. So I'm not revealing everything, but it's a video on demand. It's a VOD that we're airing live on Twitch, but we're not like taking over an area. We're not doing it here. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff.
So you're just kind of doing the links in between the presentations?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and then the developers, they provide you with the presentations that they've already put together.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
We're making a bunch of stuff for it in terms of montages and packages and stuff like that. But
if
it's a trailer
will you
and stuff.
be talking with any of the developers or
no, none of that. That's boring crap. Nobody wants that.
Okay.
Nobody wants that.
How many games?
Right now, it's around 60.
Holy shit.
We're adding and subtracting.
This
it's going to be about 2 hours.
Yeah, so like 2 minutes a game.
Yeah. Well, you'll see. You'll see how I have it all
And how
done.
many different participants? 60 games, but like how many developers?
Really, honestly, there's only like 1 or 2 that's doing 2, so probably about 60 developers.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's awesome. It's crazy.
This could be the start of something big.
I hope
it already is something big.
Get me the hell out of here, you know what I'm saying? Ignacio Rojas writes into kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, how's it going, Greg and Gary? Hey, Greg, in all seriousness, when you tweeted at Sega about Yakuza yesterday, did you already have something prepared, or did that response actually come out of nowhere?
Because they replied and they said, yeah, okay, we're in.
I'm really curious. Keep up the awesome work, and I hope everything goes well with the showcase.
So
if you missed it, yesterday I
legit?
tweeted at Yakuza Game and at Sega, and I was like, hey, do you want to announce something at the showcase? And they said, you know what, you convinced us. That was 100% staged, of course. They've been working for months on their ass, or weeks, I guess, since I announced the showcase. Everybody who you will see at this thing has been working their buns off to make something happen.
Major product reveals don't usually happen on the whim of whoever's running the social media account.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah. And
I don't know. You've got so much juice in this business now, Greg. I don't know how much you might be able to, shape the weather around you.
You'll see. Oh, I shape the weather every day. You know what I'm saying? And then today we're brought to you by 23andMe, Hims, and Quip, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 3 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Now, you said earlier when you got here, man, slow news day. I'm always hearing slow news day.
Well, I don't know what it is.
It's
Wednesday,
not a slow news day, and I lie. When I say 3 news stories, the first one is 3 parts. So we could technically go up to 5 news stories if you wanted to. But I put them all under one banner called the Nintendo Financial Stuff.
It's about quality, not quantity.
Exactly.
So not a lot of stories, but are these all barnstorming stories?
Oh, we're going to have some stuff to talk about today, buddy.
We're going to storm some barns?
First off, you know, when you came here, I'll give you a tease. We're going to talk about Nintendo Financials, a very interesting report, what's happening, where they're going. Number 2, though, plays to you. When you came here, nobody knew who you were. They had never heard of Gary Whitta. Everybody's
Didn't know me from Adam.
Exactly. They're like, who's this young whippersnapper? We don't like what he's up to. You won everybody over by ranting about loot boxes. And would you believe loot boxes are back in the news?
I saw there's some news on that broke yesterday, so
we'll
we
get
have
to
that on
that
the show today.
in a second.
Right.
But let's start number 1 with the Nintendo Financial stuff. We're going to start with 1A from Hayden Taylor over at GamesIndustry.biz, and that says that Nintendo is going to miss their 2-year sales target for the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo's share price continues to slide as the Switch looks likely to miss its 2 years sales projection. According to an analyst report from Bloomberg, the Switch is likely to fall short of Nintendo's 38 million sales target set for March by nearly 3 million units. Nintendo enjoyed a resoundingly successful first year with the Switch, which became the fastest selling Nintendo home console of all time. However, concerns that the platform holder would be unable to maintain such momentum after front-loading the console's launch with flagship titles may not have been unfounded. Nintendo's share price has fallen 33% from roughly $435 to just under $300 since January, as it slides closer and closer to Switch pre-release levels. Much like the Wii, Nintendo hoped that Switch would be able to connect with consumers in the wider public, but products like Nintendo Labo have failed to deliver on that front.
Is Labo a flop?
Launched in April, the Labo saw a brief rise in share price, preceding an accelerated decline. I don't think flop's the right term. You know how Nintendo is, they're not really pumping out numbers on it. I just don't think it did what they wanted it to do, which was kind of break down a whole bunch of barriers, and everybody's buying a Switch to go play with this and have a part of it. Right. Speaking with Bloomberg, William O'Neill and Company Incorporated analyst Cornelio Ash, what a name, said all great consoles need a great second year, and Nintendo hasn't delivered one for the Switch. Ouch. Ouch.
Well, this is surprising to me because in terms of Nintendo's success and this purple patch they've been enjoying with the Switch, it's been one positive story after another. This is the first thing that I've heard on the biz side that sounds like a bit of a setback for Nintendo in the Switch era.
I think it's more that they just got too bullish. Remember, they upped their sales projections last year when they were talking about it, right? So the Switch is likely to fall short of Nintendo's 38 million sales target set for March by nearly 3 million units. Oh, I'm sorry, they set that in March, not even last year, by 3 million units. Again, 3 million is still pretty close in terms of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just not exactly what they want. Now, though, that's an interesting article, you might say, Greg. And I'd say, yeah, good job, GamesIndustry.biz. Here's even more context from GamesIndustry.biz. This is 1B. This is from Rebecca Valentine, who says, Reggie says Nintendo makes 60% of its U.S. revenue at the holidays anyway, so calm down, everybody. For Nintendo to meet its fiscal year goal to sell 20 million Nintendo Switch units in 2018/2019, it has some serious work to do. But Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé Reggie's anticipations for the holiday season are far from pessimistic.
Is that how you pronounce it? Fils-Aimé?
No, I screwed up every time. Fils-Aimé. But I just get there and I panic.
Fils-Aimé.
That's why I usually just say Reggie, but then I don't. And then I screwed up.
Everyone knows Reggie, right?
You say Reggie, but I don't know. In an interview with Yahoo Finance, Reggie said that the gift-giving season in the Americas, parentheses, where Nintendo sees the most revenue, is especially important to Nintendo. The holiday selling season, October, November, and December, critically important to our company, he said. We typically do, in the Americas, about 60% of our revenue during that time frame. Nintendo has thus far sold 5.07 million Switch units in the first half of the fiscal year, which gives it some way to go to meet the 20 million unit goal for March of 2019. Total, the console has sold nearly 23 million units as of Nintendo's last quarterly briefing, already leaps and bounds better than the Wii U's not quite 14 million lifetime sales. With innovation, there is always risk, Reggie said. And, as one of our company's presidents said, we run towards risk, not away from risk. With risk, sometimes you have tremendous success, sometimes not so much. One of our other company presidents one time said, when things are going well, we don't get caught up in that. And when things are going poorly, don't be too sad about that either. It was one of these stories brought up the fact, I think it was the first one, we were talking about not hitting the financial sales of, don't forget about Smash Brothers, of course. Smash Brothers still coming in December, guaranteed to move units. But the argument that was being presented in these articles basically was the idea that, sure, it's going to move units of Smash. The people who are excited about Smash probably have already bought a Switch. Yes, you are going to sell Switches. There are plenty of Smash Brothers people.
There is a Smash bundle, isn't there?
Yeah, of course. But are we to the point that it's going to move this amount of units? Who knows? Maybe they were just too bullish. Maybe they were too crazy about what they thought they were going to hit. But maybe, I guess it's possible.
Yeah, it's still a huge success. Like you said, it might just be that they got a little bit carried away with their projections.
Yeah.
35 million. I mean, they're on track right now by, I would say, the first quarter of next year to have outsold the Wii U's lifetime by 3-1, which is pretty great.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and the Switch has still got, it's still relatively in its infancy as a, it's not a mature platform yet. This is only its second year.
Right. Oh yeah, and I think
the question is how much room for growth is there in each subsequent year, because there comes a point where you tap out, you max out how many people there are left to even buy one.
Of course. But you hope that next year with, hey, we're putting out, and I'm not even trying to insult Let's Go, but like, hey, a core Pokemon title, supposedly.
Wait, Let's Go is a core Pokemon title?
No, they want like Gen 8, is that right, Kev? Tim's not here to correct me and bust through the wall.
Let's Go
kind of funny though, but I'm pretty sure it's Gen 8.
Let's Go because we've got it in the house. My kid loves it.
Oh, sure, no, I'm playing it.
I thought it was considered like a spinal Pokemon title.
I mean, it's a remake of Yellow, right? And so, like, people are
waiting
for the new, what the next gen, in quotes.
I don't know enough about Pokemon.
What a Switch Pokemon.
I still call them Pokemons.
Yeah.
So, like, my kid
Pokemans, you know what I mean?
Pokemans. Let me show you that.
Exactly. We're old and we like memes. Here's part C. There's more to this story.
There's more. Oh,
As we talk about the Nintendo financials, Nintendo says, that's all well and good, but they killed Black Friday. Here's the official word. Nintendo Switch set 2 new records for from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday. It became the best-selling Nintendo console in U.S. history for that 5-day period, surpassing even Wii system sales.
Wow.
Nintendo Switch also had its best-selling week ever in the United States. In fact, according to Adobe Analytics, Nintendo Switch was among the most purchased items online on Thanksgiving Day and overall top-selling video game product online for Black Friday through Cyber Monday time period. So a lot to chew on here.
Yeah.
In terms of, okay, they're under their projections on what they're going to hit on units. Great. Reggie says they sell the most during the holidays. Interesting. They've, done the best they've ever done here. Awesome. Comparing it to the Wii's an interesting one because remember the Wii was so hard to get. That the fact that you
that
can
was
walk,
the thing is, they could have sold many more if they had been available.
Exactly. So I don't know if that's apples to apples there, but it is interesting. It is heating up, and they still do have Smash. And then next year, like we were talking about, a core Pokemon title, hopefully Animal Crossing, Metroid. Like if everything, and not that those are necessarily the biggest system sellers, but it is. Hey, here's another great year of great titles.
Where is in terms of like killer app system sellers? In the Nintendo world, where does Smash sit? You've got your core Mario, your core Zelda.
Sure.
Where is Smash in that mix with everything else?
It's high to my knowledge.
It's up there, right?
It's Pokemon is
up there with Mario Kart.
Yeah. It's up there in terms of what it's going to do, how it's going to, the audience it has, the fan base it has for it.
Yeah.
But again, we're so closed off, I guess, from everybody else that Smash is ubiquitous. I feel like you go to anybody's house, anybody's office, and they have Smash usually set up somewhere.
Yeah.
But it is that fact of how many of those people don't own the Switch yet? I know there are people, but how many people are out there waiting for Smash to drop to buy it?
Right.
Yeah.
There's got to be some.
Lord of Pwn drops in to say, Miss News, Pokemon Let's Go has sold a combined 1.5 million units in the U.S. alone. Again, that's great. I'm just thinking that Pokemon's going to do even more when it's the next real Pokemon.
What is the strategy? Because we had to make a choice. My kid was forced to make a choice between Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Mm-hmm. She went with Eevee because that was her favorite.
Sure, terrible.
But
move.
what is Sun Moon, Black White, Diamond Pearl?
It's so you'll buy 2 copies of the game.
But they're both the same game with tiny differences,
right? Different Pokemon. Well, if you want to collect them all, right, you got to get them.
So is it just a cynical ploy to get every last dollar out of the true hardcore players?
I'll tell you what I know as a casual observer of the Pokemon universe and someone being in the Nintendo, train but not the conductor of it. I think it's both. I think it is the cynical, we can get them to buy both, but then I do think it comes from the fact that, hey, a big part of Pokemon is trading Pokemon.
Right.
So it's very similar to how Let's Go or Pokemon Go is about getting you off your ass and walking you around and doing this, you know what I mean? I think there is part of this started somewhere along the line of, we want you talking to each other. We want you, you know what I mean? Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have goofy, crazy ideas that separate their games from other games and other systems. And I think it did, at least in some way, start of, we really do want you talking to your friends and playing this with it and going to the playground and being like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even get that, and having that trading card experience.
That's great, but should you effectively have to buy the same game twice to get the most out of that experience?
Well, that's the idea, right? That you would go talk to someone. You'd go to, like nowadays, go to a PAX and talk to. Oh, do you play
Pokemon that way,
and you play Pikachu, or you've already gotten it from somebody else.
For kids in the school.
Kids in school, yeah.
I'd be interested to know what the percentage of hardcore collectors who buy both copies.
Me too.
It's got to be a small fraction, but I kind of hate as someone who gets
Pokemon
paralyzed
players
by.
Are crazy, man.
I get paralyzed by choice, especially binary choice. Sure. And so that was a tough one for me.
Yeah, I'm not invested in Pokemon, right?
It was my kid made the choice, so it was easier for me.
You only have one Switch in the house, right?
Yeah, just the one.
So you buy another one, there you go. And then you buy Pikachu, and then you're all playing. Everybody's having a good time.
Just buy a whole other console.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I said, why not? I mean, that was the thing of when we got the review codes in. Andy and Tim were already covered. I got my codes. I got both. And Jen wanted to play, and she's like a big Pokemon fan. And so it was, all right, yeah, who do you want to be? And I'll play the other just to try and see if I like it.
Yeah.
And she chose Pikachu after some debate.
Right.
And so I got Eevee. And now, even as somebody who's just like casually playing it here and there, I'm like, man, I wish I had Pikachu. I don't like this Eevee.
But you can get Pikachu.
I get it, sure, but I still got Eevee running around talking to me all the time.
He won't be your partner the way that Eevee is.
Yeah.
We got the little Pokeball controller. That's fun as well.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool. I don't know if you've messed around with it, but it lights. It has
a
sound
noise,
and motion,
yeah.
and so that when you capture a Pokemon, it actually kind of sounds like.
Yeah. Tim's got it.
It kind of vibrates and makes a little Pikachu.
Right before Thanksgiving,
sound.
Andy and I we were at the mall with a whole bunch of other clowns, and we went to GameStop ready to break down and buy the balls ourselves, but they didn't sell the balls alone.
Right.
And I'm kind of happy they didn't, because isn't the motion control garbage?
You go like that.
Yeah, but you waste a lot of Pokeballs, right? Like I'm on the plane, I'm doing the angles, I'm using the gyroscopes, I'm trying to get. I want that.
I'll say this: if you're 6 years old, it's magic.
Sure, yeah, that's
it's
fair.
great.
That's fair.
Yeah.
People are. I'm looking. I've been leaving You're Wrong open.
This is a new thing that
Yeah. You hate it?
Yeah.
This new
I
You're
feel like
Wrong
it's
in real
too
time.
Similar to having the chat open.
No way. Well, I mean, no, because it's most of the stuff I don't even pay attention to, right? And it's a normal thing of people just arguing and trying to fight, but they can go to hell. Number 2 on the Roper Report. Thank you. FTC is going to look at dem loot boxes. This is from someone Gary Whitta hates, Colin Campbell at Polygon.
Colin's one of my best friends.
Oh, my apologies. I had it wrong. The Federal Trade Commission today agreed to investigate video game loot boxes following an official request by Senator Maggie Hansen, a Democrat from New Hampshire.
Maggie Hassan.
Damn, thank you very much. I did totally butcher that. Thank you very much.
That's what I'm here for.
I love it.
Keep you honest.
Andrea Renee, she doesn't even look at the page. You know what I mean? She's over there just
I like
thinking
to
about
read
one.
along with you.
Oh, good.
Because sometimes you go off script and it's interesting to see where you
what
go
I'm
off
going
script.
to spice up.
Yeah.
In a Congressional Oversight Committee hearing earlier today, FTC Chairman Joe Simons affirmed Senator Hassan's. Oh, that's going to get me all
Hassan's?
that.
Hassan?
Yeah. Request that loot boxes be investigated. The exchange took place in a Senate Commerce Subcommittee hearing that was mainly focused on data privacy issues, but which ranged into other territories. Loot boxes are now endemic in the video game industry and are present in everything from casual smartphone games to the newest high-budget releases, said Hassan, adding that loot boxes will represent a $50 billion industry by the year 2022, likely referring to a report earlier this year from Juniper Research. Hassan warned that children are particularly susceptible to loot boxes and that they represent a close link to gambling. She pointed to moves in other countries, including Japan, the Netherlands, and Belgium, to bring the legislation to control the use of video game loot boxes. Last year, Reps Chris Lee and Sean. I was getting caught up on the last name because I was trying to jump the shark. Sean Quinlan held a news conference in Hawaii that assailed loot box crates for preying on children. Earlier this year, Senator Hassan wrote to the Entertainment Software Rating Board to ask how games with loot boxes are rated. The ESRB later added an in-game purchases label to games that include loot crates. Quote, it's time for the FTC to investigate these mechanisms to ensure that children are being adequately protected, said Hassan, and to educate parents about potential addiction and other negative impacts of these games. She asked Simons if the FTC will investigate further and report back. Simons offered a simple yes. The ESA sent us the following statement. Loot boxes are one way that players can enhance the experience that video games offer. Contrary to assertions, loot boxes are not gambling. They have no real-world value. Players always receive something that enhances their experience, and they are entirely optional to purchase. They can enhance the experience for those who choose to use them, but have no impact on those who do not. Gary.
It's about time.
Yeah, that's what you want? You want the government getting involved again?
Well, whether or not it's time for the government to steam in with lots of regulations, and again, given the current political order in this country, I think it's unlikely that we're going to see anything actually kind of pass into law that would not be friendly to big business. But I do think it warrants further study.
Sure.
And that seems to be what all they're asking for at this stage.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is I don't mind the conversation about it. I just worry, and it's the same thing you always worry, is because the government fucks everything up all the time. Like I just don't want them coming in and being a bunch of tools about it and being jerks, right? The idea that they asked the ESRB what this really meant, which then led them to the in-game purchases. We've talked about it before in the show. I do think there's more that can be done that way, right? For explaining in the ratings on a box to explain to an family, a parent, whoever's buying it, like this is something. And as to so many people have written in of like, if they have addictive personalities, a gamer does, you know what I mean? So a warning for them on the box of, maybe this game's not for me. I know it gets to where I want it to be.
I told you a while ago, somebody told me this once, and I'm not sure exactly which companies it applies to, but I believe it applies to like, it was either one or more of the big companies like EA, Ubisoft, Activision, and so forth, that when they ship a game now, the new expectation is that you pay the $60 for it, you buy it for $60, and then, but by the time your experience is done, the life of that game is done, with all of the in-game purchases and DLC and everything else that they've sold you, the game will have made from you 3 times its actual purchase price.
Who said this?
A person, a deep throat type person told me this, who will remain nameless.
Okay.
Follow the money, Greg.
Yves Gilmore talking to you? Okay.
That basically, so to put it in simple terms, you buy the game for $60, but by the time you're done with it and have moved on to the next game and that game's on the shelf never to be touched again, you've actually spent closer to $150, $160 on it.
For some people, some games.
But that's the new expectation. That's the new target, is that's how much they want to bleed you for by the time that you're done. And if they're doing it, I don't think there's anything, like my wife just bought, she loves
I know where you're going.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
yeah.
And she bought the $40
new armor set.
Well, no, she paid money for, so a couple of things. And again, I've she's a grown-up. She's an adult.
Sure.
She can make smart decisions about how she spends our money.
But you sit there with your arms crossed, drinking your tea going,
No, not at all.
They're bleeding you dry, honey.
So I'll give you an example. She wanted to find all the orichalcum on the map.
Sure.
And you can buy, as a microtransaction, a map that shows you every orichalcum deposit on the map.
Yes.
And it was a couple of bucks. Maybe it was $5, I don't know. But she bought it. Made her happy.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
She paid $40 for the DLC because that's going to be a lot of new content.
Oh, man. I can't wait till next week. You kidding me?
That's right.
Jeez,
next week it drops, right?
Yep, right.
So she's excited. She's excited about that too. But in each one of those cases, I think there's a difference between microtransactions and loot boxes. A microtransaction, you pay, you know what you're getting.
Yep.
Anytime it's in the vein of a blind bag or you don't know what you're getting, that is when we start to get into the game, because it's like there's essentially. Once luck enters the equation, I feel like we've talked about this a million fucking times.
It's been a while.
As soon as luck enters the equations, I know that as EA, I know that I'm getting from you $4.99.
Yeah.
In return, I will give you something.
Sure.
Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. And at that point, how is that different from gambling? You go to Vegas and you spin the wheel. I'm going to put down $5. Let's spin the wheel. Maybe I win. Maybe I get something good. Maybe I don't.
Well, okay, yeah, but it's maybe I get whatever the bet is in the return, or I get nothing. I just lose the money, right? Their argument is that you're getting something regardless. Maybe it's not what you want. It's not the emote in Destiny you want.
They usually try to quantify it a little bit, don't they? They usually say, like, you're guaranteed at least one legendary item or something.
Right, exactly.
They'll try to take some of the...
Yeah.
Opacity.
I would say opacity.
They try to take some of the opacity out of it and make it more transparent, and I appreciate that. But again, I don't think the government should regulate everything. I think we do need more regulation in this country, just in general. And when it comes to pollution and things that are damn sight more important than loot boxes.
Sure.
But in this case, all that this Senator Hassan seems to be asking for is, let's take a closer look at this and make sure that these companies aren't doing like something really evil.
Sure, insidious, yeah.
And because it's high tech, because it's video games, and people in the governing class who are a bit older and maybe not as hip to kind of don't look at it.
Yeah,
we can get away with this. No one's paying attention to what the kids are doing over here.
Right.
But maybe we should be taking a closer look. And all they're asking for, I think, is like, let's take a closer look, and then we'll see.
We will see, ladies and gentlemen. That'd be a good transition to the list, but
we're
not there yet.
I know we've talked about this a million times, but just put a button on it. Where do you stand on this? What's your like one sentence view on this?
Yeah.
I
mean, like I think a lot of people do it in. Yes, we've seen. No, I shouldn't even say a lot. We've seen a handful of games where you're like, that is slimy as fuck. Like, what are you doing? Pay to win, da-da-da. I think the majority of the time, and especially as we've seen developers and I guess more publishers, right, burn their hand on the stove, go fly too close to the sun and be eviscerated, right? EA on everything they did with Star Wars and so on and so forth, right?
The Battlefront stuff was bad.
Then when we do have this conversation and you bring up, like, the microtransactions for this map, right, and Odyssey, right? Like, for me, Odyssey, one of my games of the year. I'm 84 hours in now. Like, I love that game. There's no chance.
Only 84?
I know, your wife's
My wife has nearly 150.
I know. I see her put up her Uplay stats all the time.
She checks her Uplay stats, and she's not happy when like someone else has more assassinations.
Oh, sure, yeah, no, I understand
she's
that.
She's very competitive.
I feel like, God, is she ready for the stuff tomorrow? What? Kevin, I was telling you about it today. Master abilities, right? Is that what they're calling it?
Are they dropping something tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow the update goes live that'll give you the master abilities and prep for the DLC. And what happens is when you get to a point, you have all these ability points that you maybe don't even want to invest in the skill tree anymore. You can now take those and invest them into these master abilities, which give you more fire damage, better health. Like, there's all these things. The game keeps on giving.
Well, I mean, didn't they say that they were going to forego doing another iteration this year and just support Assassin's Creed Odyssey instead?
They said they're taking another year off, and I mean, clearly they're supporting Odyssey. I wasn't sure if that was a hand-in-hand announcement of like, we're going to be with Odyssey.
She's excited because she likes Odyssey so much that she went back and started playing Origins.
Yeah.
But didn't like Origins quite as much as Odyssey. I think because she likes Cassandra better than she likes Bayek.
She's amazing. But that's to my point is, this is where I think you separate the wheat from the chaff, right? Of like, Odyssey is awesome, and I love it, and I've put so many hours into that game, and I will continue to put so many hours into that game.
You're in for the DLC?
Yeah. Oh my. Of course. Yeah. Like, here's the DLC. They're like I just said. Like, you know, they're doing this master ability update tomorrow for free. In previous weeks, they've done the option I really wanted, right, of being able to take the stats from a gear set, but then put on different gear, right? So I wanted. It's like they're responding to their community in a way and being so. Where I'm
so
like,
you can have the stats that you want, but also the aesthetic.
Like I had the whole Poison Epic Armor set, right? And I liked it, but eventually I'm like, I wish I could change my clothes, but I still want those stats.
Right.
So now I still have it, but you can apply different looks and change the colors to it. And they're just doing those kind of updates for free. And for me, that's where you start going, you know what? Yes, you deserve this. I don't mind giving you more money. And I haven't since the beginning when I bought with the hey, yeah, give me extra XP or whatever the thing was, the XP booster. But like, yeah, I'm so in for the DLC. You're giving me so much stuff I wanted for free that, yeah, like I looked the other day, they dropped the new armor set collection out there. And I didn't buy it, but I looked at it. I was like, yeah, maybe.
They dropped some, there were some quest lines and stuff that got dropped.
Yeah. That's free too. Yeah. That's the thing is like, there's this thing of it, they're keeping me coming back to the game in a way that, like, yeah, every so often something does come up and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it. I didn't buy any of the treasure maps because I didn't need them for the platinum.
It's great because when it's a game that you love, you know that feeling you get when you finish a really great book and you almost feel a bit depressed at the end because like you kind of wish the book would keep going, but it's done. It's like that when you get to the end of a great game as well, and you get to a point where you can still go around and like kill a few things, but like the body of the meat of the game has been consumed at that
and that's
point.
why they've done such a good job here with Assassin's Right, where I've beaten all hours ago, beat all 3 of the storyline, threads. Yeah. But it is still, there's so many great side quests. They added in, that mission, the actor mission for free. Yeah. The DLC's coming. And then there's still the bounty boards every day that get new things update if you want to go.
Daily and weekly quests.
Again, I know Kevin hates it, but looking at You're Wrong here is like glance now. Because I can just separate it as I go, right?
I like it. I think this is better than what you used to do, which is just pull the iPad out and then there's some dead air while you're looking for interesting questions.
Your wife writes in and says, I have 170 hours, Gary.
Is she
oh my
watching
God,
this
get it
right
right.
now?
Yeah, apparently. Say hi to her.
Good for her.
Hello.
Oh wow, that was a real affectionate. Huh?
I didn't know she was watching.
Lord Almighty, there it is. Now say it to your one.
Hello, Leah. I love you.
Number 3 on the rope report. There's a new Obsidian game coming at the Game Awards. This is via Jason Schreier over at Kotaku, who tweeted this, pointing me to Obsidian.net. Just as Fallout fans are feeling burned by Fallout 76, Obsidian is about to announce its new game from 2 of the original Fallout creators, Tim Kaine and Leonard Boyarsky. You can go right now to Obsidian.net. A pop-up ad comes up advertising their new game. It's like an in-game advertising. I think it's a game advertising like a product from the in-game thing.
That Fallout 76 Fallout, I apologize for that.
No,
you know what?
It's
been bad.
Yeah,
right. It's not people
are real mad about it.
Really not loving that game.
Yeah.
But you're liking it.
I enjoy it. Everything people say about it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I can see everything you're mad about.
You like it in spite of those things?
Yeah, I'm not having like a lot of the hey. I didn't play last night. I played Assassin's Creed and Red Dead, but I haven't had the whole like, hey, it keeps crashing on me and throwing me out and I'm losing progress and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of horror stories coming out of people playing that. You're like, yeah, that sucks. And like, yeah, I can see where they're talking about the world's empty, but I like listening to stuff and running around.
It's kind of a bloody nose for Bethesda because they usually have such a great reputation.
100%.
When's the last time that a Bethesda game got a bad? Did they say Rogue Warrior, right? Which you got to go way back.
Criminally underrated.
Yeah,
Rogue Warrior, Mickey Rourke's finest video game.
Was Mickey Rourke in that?
He was, yeah. He was Dick Marcinko, the main character of Rogue Warrior.
Oh shit!
Big fan of Rogue Warrior, if you didn't know.
Is that based on a series of books, isn't it?
Yeah. Dick Marcinko's life, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to, everybody, when this is done, go to YouTube and Google Rogue Warrior credit song, and you're welcome. That's all I got to say.
Is that going to make me happy?
Oh, it's going to make you real happy.
All right, okay. I'll do it. I'll trust you.
I can't wait to see what this Obsidian game is all about at the Game Awards. Gary, but the Game Awards are so far away. If I wanted something more imminent, like say what came to the mom and grop digital shops, where would I go?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform, as listed by the Kinda Funny Games Daily Show hosts each and every weekday.
Yeah. Out today, Star Wars Battlefront 2's Battle for Geonosis update is live. Is that right, Kev? Geonosis? Okay.
That's good to see. There's still, I mean, Battlefront 2 has, like I said, that's another one that was kind of like,
Yeah, people
but they're still plugging away, still supporting it.
Yeah. Guacamelee 2 has arrived on, or no. Okay, Guacamelee 2 is coming to Switch December 10th. The DLC is available today on PS4 and Steam.
Okay.
Artifact is coming to PC today.
Valve's first new original game in many years.
Oh, is that true?
Did I tell you about the dream that I had?
No.
I had a dream that Valve released Half-Life 3.
Shadow Drop?
But it was all, yeah, and it was also Portal 3. It was basically two games. They melded the two universes, and Half-Life 3 and Portal 3 were basically all one epic game. And it was like the most amazing thing. And I had this really vivid dream of playing it and just being so happy. It was like the game I've been waiting my whole life for. And
was it great? Was it great?
Oh, it was incredible. And then I woke up and none of it was real, and I was really depressed.
Do you know Aaron Treitz? He used to work at Harmonix.
Yeah,
he does
I know
League
the
of
name,
Heels
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. He's opening a comic shop in San Diego. And 2 nights ago, I had a dream that he had opened it, and it was around the corner from my house, which made no sense, but I was so excited.
That's cool that he's opening a comic shop.
Hey, it's Andy Cortez. Is the shock mic up, Kev?
No.
3, 2, 1, shock
That
mic
just
on.
reminds you of a dream that I had last night, Gary. Me and Greg Miller hanging out with Kojima.
Oh, yeah?
And
That's not a dream, son.
And he was just like, we were just chatting it up, and he was talking to us about his past, about all, his experience making Metal Gear. It was like one of the coolest experiences, and then I woke up and I was super hungry. So
Whenever you want that dream to come true, let me know. We'll go to
All right,
Japan.
cool.
You
See, I would have
good.
framed that differently. I would have framed it as me and Kojima hanging out with Greg.
Yeah, you would have. You would have. I've seen you do your thing. Jerk. Fractured Minds is on Xbox One. Gnome's Garden New Home is on Xbox One. Horizon Chase Turbo is on Xbox One and Switch. R-Type Dimensions
Ooh,
EX.
R-Type. Yes, I've been waiting for that one.
I know, it's on Switch today. And then Sea of Thieves gets the Shrouded Spoils DLC. New dates for you. Mage's Initiation is coming to PC January 30th. Knights of Pen and Paper 2 is coming to consoles. I'm gonna go on PlayStation 4 December 11th. On Switch December 13th. On Xbox December 14th. Super Chrome Bullet Purgatory, a retro-inspired bullet hell, will come to early access on PC and Mac in Q1 2019.
What is bullet hell? Is that a particular genre?
Yeah,
bullet
it's like
hell?
a shmup. You know what I mean? The bullet, they're coming in, you have so much stuff to dodge and go around. But imagine like a shmup.
Like an
Actually, I
old-fashioned
guess I
shooter?
don't know the difference between a shmup and a bullet hell game. That's a
I've
great...
never heard the term bullet hell before.
Really? That's a great kindoffunny.com/.
Is it just like a game, like an R-type game where there's just like all kinds of shit swarming?
I think so, but then I don't know what the difference... yeah, I guess it just...
Can we?
I think that a shmup can be bullet hell, but I don't think... Oh, hold on, that's not right. A shmup can be bullet hell, but it's not necessarily bullet hell, is what I would say. But I'm not sure on that one.
No, that sounds right.
Somewhere
But
Craig
bullet
Harris
hell
is
sounds like a hardcore shmup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Right in though,
I learned something new
kindoffunny.com/.
today. I never used that phrase before. Bullet hell. Okay.
Override Mech City Brawl is out December 4th on the PlayStation 4, and then A Fisherman's Tale is launching on PlayStation VR in January 2019.
Because you skipped over R-Type Dimension. I understand why you skipped over it because you already said it was on Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch.
Oh, it's
But
on
you
PC.
failed to mention it's also on PC.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me not double checking with Kotaku told me one thing I didn't add in the PC.
I just want to make
thing.
sure that your PC bias wasn't coming into
It's
play.
showing,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Deals of the day. They've announced the PlayStation Plus deals for December. Soma is coming to PlayStation 4. Onrush for PlayStation 4. Steranden? Steranden on PS3. Steins Gate on PS3. Iconoclast on PS Vita, which is cross-buy with PS4 and is a good game. Try it out. I liked it. And then Paper Please is PlayStation Vita.
When do you think we'll see the last ever game for the Vita? How far are we away from like actual like
The
brain death?
final one. I mean, they're still putting on Genesis games, so who the hell knows?
Well, like homebrew, but not officially.
No, they did one officially recently, right? They put out that one, yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, you can buy it on normal platforms too, but you could also buy it on the cartridge. That's what it was made for.
That's interesting.
I mean, it's going to keep on limping along. Japan will keep putting out weird stuff. Don't you worry about it.
Sooner or later, they've got to get all the family together and make a decision to pull the plug, don't you think?
Here we go. Capitalist... Wait, they bring everyone into the room to say goodbye. Capitalist Pig writes into Eurong and says, bullet hell versus shmup. The difference is volume. Gradius / R-Type are good examples of shmups. Ikaruga, with its screen block amount of projectiles, is bullet hell.
That's kind of what we were
That's
thinking.
right. We said it, but we didn't know officially. Now we do.
But by the way, I do like this system better.
Because we just get them out of the way, they're more pertinent.
It's in real time. You don't have to go back and go, oh yeah, you talked about R-Type like 2 hours ago.
Exactly.
And
And
here's the answer
everybody's already
question.
checked out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Polygon also has a deal of the day. Target is currently selling the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions of Battlefield 5 for $29.99, but the sale is only running until tomorrow, November 29th. The PC version, sadly, is still selling for the standard price of $59.99 in digital and deluxe versions.
Wait, that's a really good deal, isn't it? That's a brand new game, and they're selling it for half price.
Yeah, that's...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it is a brand new game that's already down to $30.
Do you think that that's a victim of
Getting
coming
buried?
after Blops?
Yeah, and everything else just
Because
like...
Blops just blew everything away, right?
That and like, you think about it, that's out now and so is Darksiders. I'm hearing me talking about these games.
Darksiders is one of those games, I know it's a thing, but it's totally below my radar. But is Darksiders a big deal? Is that something people care about?
That's why when they announced it, I was like, man, THQ Nordic, you're making very interesting moves. Why would you do this? Darksiders was never that big of a thing.
Basically, releasing a game now in the aftermath of Blops
and Red Dead
and
everything else.
I mean, why not just wait? Why not just hold it? Like, you're just throwing your money away.
Gary, they don't listen to us, you know? We're ever here.
Especially Battlefield 5, which is the direct competitor to Blops. Like, Blops is already out of the... I mean,
and I think... And if correct me, you're kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. I think it launches without its battle royale mode. I think their battle royale mode isn't ready to go.
The battle royale yet?
They've promised one,
the
but
Ring
it's
of
not
Fire
ready
or
yet.
whatever it's called.
I don't remember. Time for reader mail, but first I'll tell you about our sponsors. We're going to start with 23andMe. Now through December 5th, now through December 25th, the 23andMe DNA kits are on sale. 23andMe helps you understand what your DNA can tell you about you and your family story. It's named for the 23 pairs of chromosomes that make up your DNA. 23andMe health and ancestry services include 90 personalized genetic reports that offer DNA insights on what makes you unique. It's easy to do. You simply spit into the tube provided in your 23andMe kit, register your sample to your personal 23andMe account, and in a few weeks, you receive your personalized online reports. And guess what, Gary? I did it.
I did it as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you pop out as?
Well, you do yours and I'll tell you mine.
I came up 52.5% British and Irish, explaining why my British accent's so good. And then 17.2% French and German, why I'm attracted to a French woman.
I'm pretty sure your British accent comes from the 47.5 other side. So you're more British
I'm shocked.
than you are anything else.
I don't know why.
That's shocking to me.
I'm more Irish.
But
Mom's a Kennedy. Dad had a bunch of Irish on his side too.
Okay, because it doesn't differentiate between British and Irish.
It piles them together. It's very much that I'm Irish.
You think because Miller is an Irish name.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Miller always strikes me as that it's just like the guy who was checked out on Ellis Island. You get there with a crazy name. They're like, that's a crazy last name.
It's one of those names that's left over from when your job was your name.
Exactly. What did you do in the old place? I was Miller.
Taylor and that kind of stuff.
Ear Gamer says the Battlefield mode for Battlefield 5 or Battle Royale mode for Battlefield 5 was delayed until spring 2019.
Oh, they dropped a ball there.
Told you. Anyways, though, this is a great one. 23andMe, you can get it, find out more about yourself, compare yourself to your family. Now,
so just so you know, I am like 99.8% British, according to my DNA.
That's awesome.
I'm like the most British, whitest person
you've ever imagined. You're just a teabag.
Yeah.
Now through December 25th, get 30% off any 23andMe kit. Order your DNA kit at 23andme.com/games. That's the number 23andme.com/games. Again, that's 23andme.com/games.
Do you think the fact that you're part French is one of the reasons why you get on with Jen so well?
I think so too. That's why it's
DNA compatibility.
Exactly. It's why I love baguettes. Also, we're sponsored by Hims. 66% of men lose their hair by the age of 35. And the thing is, once you start to notice, it's too late. Save what you got right now by going to forhims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, and more for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss, just like Nick Scarpino and Andy Cortez did. They went to forhims.com, registered, sent in photos of their hairline, talked to a doctor. He prescribed well-known generic equivalents for a fraction of the cost, and they didn't have to go wait in any weird waiting rooms. You can do the same. Order now. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. See the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/gamesdaily. That's FORHIMS.com/gamesdaily. Forhims.com/gamesdaily.
Where was this 10 years ago, Greg? That's what I want to know.
It's never too late. You still have
it's too late.
No,
you still
don't give
got
up.
some.
Don't give up.
It is absolutely too late for me. I'm
quit a talk, Gary.
going bald.
Yeah.
Leah, is it too late?
Thank you, Leah. Let us know.
Let's let Leah weigh in on your
final
and she can
sponsor
tell us if it's too late.
is Quip. Listen to this, Gary. There's a buzzy gift on everyone's list this year. It's something they'll use twice every day. It was featured on Oprah's O List, and it's perfect for anyone with a mouth. It's the best intro of all time. It's Quip, guys! An electric toothbrush designed to make brushing better. Quip was designed to make brushing your teeth simple, affordable, and more enjoyable. Quip makes holiday travels clean and easy with a multi-use cover that mounts to mirrors and unmounts to slide over the bristles for on-the-go brushing. Plus, it doesn't require a clunky charger. It runs for 3 months on one charge. Quip is the gift that keeps on refreshing, with brush heads automatically delivered to your door on the dentist recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. And you can even gift prepaid refills for a year to make sure they're never getting old, worn out, or ineffective bristles. If you haven't picked up on it yet, this is a great gift for the holidays. Stop what you're doing and do it. You're just going to forget. Just order this for somebody. They'll be happy.
Do you think giving someone a toothbrush for Christmas could be perceived as...
There's a Seinfeld episode all about this.
Yeah.
No, not a diss. You want to, better.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, think about it. You got
Like
mom.
if somebody gave you mouthwash for Christmas, you'd feel like there was a message there, wouldn't you?
But like, if
well,
someone
mouthwash is weird, but this is a really cool toothbrush.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's a
if
gadget.
you just gave me like,
If I just gave you a toothbrush,
it's like right now, if you were to say, "Hey, Greg, here's a piece of gum," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't want it." You're like, "No." Now you
No,
need
seriously,
it. Then
take
I'll be
the
like,
gum,
oh, no,
yeah.
but a really cool toothbrush, yeah.
Yeah.
Nick loves his. That's why I know it's great. And it has over 5,000 verified 5-star reviews. Quip looks like a big ticket tech gift with a stocking stuffer price starting at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/games right now, you get your first refill pack free with a Quip electronic toothbrush. But you don't have to tell your giftee that. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/games. Quip. Getquip.com/games. Oh, here we go. Sam Worms writes in with the one that everybody wrote into kindoffunny.com/KFGD with. Just ahead of the Game Awards next Friday, actually, Sam, it's Thursday, a listing for Superman World's Finest has appeared on game system requirements. If you recall, DMC V also leaked on this website a few weeks before its reveal at E3. Greg, could this finally be happening? Is this being revealed at the showcase?
what is game system requirements? Is that a website?
Yeah, that apparently leaks stuff every so often. I
Okay.
vaguely remember the DMC stuff, but I don't remember the website
And is
itself.
this the first we're hearing about this Superman game, or is this something that's already been rumored?
the Superman game's been rumored forever, right?
The Superman game or a Superman game?
A Superman
Okay.
game has been rumored forever. There was that leaked screenshot forever ago of a Superman screen that people thought was maybe a WB Montreal thing that got canceled. There's been rumors that WB Montreal was working on it. Then the rumors of Rocksteady working on it started. I've heard so many rumors about Superman games and what's happened. I've had plenty of off the record conversations about random things and what people are working on. I don't know anymore, folks. It's a weird rumor from a site that's gotten it right once, apparently, with this Devil May Cry thing.
I tell you, I want it to be true because I want to believe, I liked Spider-Man so much because I think Spider-Man is my game of the year. I liked it so
Nice.
much. I didn't expect to like it as much as I was getting annoyed with it because you were so excited about it.
Yeah.
And posting all that shirtless bullshit all the time.
Okay, man. All right, I'm sorry I got to be popular once in a while. All right?
It was like, just get it over with already. And it was actually kind of like sour. It was like, Spider-Man, isn't that the thing that Greggy is all excited about? And it's kind of annoying. But then it came out and it was really, really good. Like, really good. And it was the best superhero game I've ever played. And I understand it's not as simple as this because, obviously the Spider-Man, Superman powers are so different. It's not one-to-one. There's still a lot of issues to crack. You had a whole panel about it at PAX.
There's a Gamescast episode up where I pitched my
Talking
Superman
about
game.
because there are unique challenges to making a good Superman game. It's one of the reasons why there's never been a really good one.
Lego Batman 2.
Okay. I would say if this would be my number one game, aside from that Half-Life 3 Portal 3 combo mashup game that I just talked about, my number one gaming dream would be a Superman game that is as good a Superman game as Spider-Man is a Spider-Man game. That would be incredible. Do you think that's possible?
Yes. If someone is working on this, if WB gave I think the fact that we saw that leaked screenshot or whatever that looked to be pretty real from a game, again, we're going to say WB Montreal. I don't know if that's correct or not. The fact that game apparently got killed and never happened or whatever, or maybe was never real. The fact that you don't have a shitty Superman game in recent memory means that they know they got to get this right. WB's not stupid, and WB Games is not stupid. They understand that, man, we really, Rocksteady really knocked out of the park with his Batman game.
Yeah.
How'd they do that? They didn't tie it to any of the movies. They
did
brought
their
in
own
people who are
mythology,
passionate and smart, and they all talked about what to do right. The next Superman game you get, I don't think you. It's a bold statement. I don't think everybody understands how popular comic books are now. Everybody sees them killing at the movie theaters. They see these games killing now with review scores, whether we're talking about Batman or Spider-Man. I think people understand now what properties are worth and the amount of time and the millions of dollars that go in there, and that if they sit there and spend the time and the money to make a great game, it'll go farther than just getting out a cash grab. That wouldn't even work. Because that's the other thing, too. DC and Warner Brothers games, not stupid. They understand that, man, Superman's boring. He's just a boring scout. There's never been a good game. They're not like, well, if we put out this shitty game, not that many people are going to buy it. If we put out a great game and change people's mind, we have an IP and a franchise.
Do we know what Rocksteady's been up to lately?
No, we do not.
And are they the right developer for a Superman game?
I mean, I would trust Rocksteady with anything, period. Full stop. I think that's their team is incredibly talented. I think they throw their all into it. I think they got Batman and the Batverse and DC verse there so right that no matter what they're doing, I believe in them.
It's maybe overly simplistic to think of it in this way, but if I were running WB Games, I might well say to Rocksteady, "Hey guys, you guys crushed it on Batman.
Yeah,
how do you like to take a crack at Superman now?"
Yeah, totally. Here's what I probably think happened is, and I don't know, I would think that you go to Rocksteady as WB Games, like, man, you guys crushed it with Batman. Obviously through years you said you wanted to stop doing Arkham games. We said Arkham Knight was the last one. earlier on, I would have been like, what do you want to do next? Right? I wouldn't have been so much about like, hey, you give them a choice of maybe we're thinking of a Superman game. There's always a Superman rumor. There's always a Suicide Squad rumor. There's always a Justice League rumor.
All right.
Maybe you come in there and you're like, hey, what do you guys want?
I'm going to put you on a very difficult spot right now because I want to hear your answer to this question.
Sure.
I think it's a good question. Who would you rather see the Superman game from?
Sure.
The Rocksteady team that made the Arkham games,
Yeah.
Insomniac,
Oof.
or Corey and his God of War team?
Ooh, fuck.
Right?
That's
You like
a great
that?
question,
You like
buddy.
that?
You've earned it. You've earned
Yeah.
it. Shit.
You can wave a magic wand right now, and tomorrow the announcement's going to be made. It's going to be one of those three.
Wow, what a great question.
Rocksteady it sounds like a solid choice because obviously they made
track record and they know what they're doing.
Track record, Batman, DC Universe have killed it.
Yeah.
Insomniac just made what is
destroyed it,
arguably the best Superman game ever made.
Spider-Man, yeah.
And Corey and his team just made what is arguably one of the best games ever made, but not a superhero game. But in all likelihood, it's going to be Game of the Year. Well, okay, you know what I mean.
The thing I hung my head on coming out of the God of War preview, right, when I got to play the first 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever it was I had the best superhero fight I've ever had in a game in God of War.
Right.
Like that first fight with the stranger.
That first fight against the stranger is incredible.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Like that was insane.
I keep getting Leah to try and play it because she loves Assassin's Creed, she loves Spider-Man. I said, you got to try God of War.
Yeah,
but she
there's
doesn't
DLC.
like she doesn't like Kratos.
Oh, no, Leah, you're still watching. I hated Kratos as a character before this game. He's awesome in this. And it piggybacks off of him being terrible in all the other games.
And it ends up being quite a touching father-son story, doesn't it?
Of course, yeah. Of course it does. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay, but I gotta get the answer to the question.
Fuck.
You can whiff on it. If
I'm gonna say.
I don't want to put you on the. I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want to force you
I'm gonna
to
say
answer.
no Insomniac. I'm going to say no to Insomniac.
So you ruling them out right away.
They've made a Spider-Man universe that I want to see continue. Get on Spider-Man 2. The cliffhangers and the Easter eggs and the breadcrumbs are so great. I don't want to do that. So
you would rather them stick with continue like Spider-Man. You'd rather see Spider-Man 2 from
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. God of War, of course, I want to see God of War 2 from Corey. But I also you bring up an interesting thing there of like that would be awesome in the same way people didn't like Kratos, right? What would they bring to that? Of all right, cool. Now people don't necessarily like Superman. How do we make him a more approachable character? Because I feel like Rocksteady making a Superman game would be the closest you get to me making a Superman game. Of hey, we are hardcore fans. We read everything. We've watched everything. We love DC Comics. Let's get in there and make this universe and make Metropolis. I'm going with Rocksteady. I gotta say Rocksteady.
Rocksteady. Okay.
I love what Corey was on the panel with me. You know what I mean? I had a better pitch. Hands down.
Of course
but
you did.
Corey got all the headlines, so everybody's like, oh, God of War
because he's the
director, here's what he would make for a
celebrity
Superman game. And I was like, you can all go to hell. I was trending gamer. I digress. Thank you very much, Kevin. That is 2015.
So Rocksteady was your answer. That's a good answer. All of it. There's no wrong answer to that question.
Here's one for you. Glasgow Steve writes in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, just want to know where the Gary Whitta review perspective is on Red Dead 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Fallout 76. Please, Greg, give Smash Brothers Ultimate code to Gary.
Yeah, please do.
If we had any of those, I would not be here.
Playing Smash?
Playing Smash. So what's your perspective on Red Dead 2, Odyssey, Fallout 76?
Red Dead 2, I'm still struggling with.
Still struggling. So you're not enjoying it.
Still struggling to enjoy it. Although I'm at a part of the game in which a lot of people, literally, I believe it was Khalif from Spawn on Me, just yesterday or the day before, put out a tweet saying, if you're one of those people, again, it's not just me, if you're one of those people who's struggling with Red Dead, at least play through Chapter 3 and get to the end of Chapter 3 because it really starts to pick up at that point.
Yeah.
And that's where I am. I'm kind of in Chapter 3.
Gotcha.
So I feel like I should continue playing and maybe it'll open up for me. But then Colin, we were talking about Colin Campbell at Polygon. Colin just wrote a story on Polygon, I believe it was yesterday, eviscerating Red Dead's narrative and saying it's nothing but a bunch of cardboard cliches and the story isn't as satisfying as people are saying. And I don't know, the Red Dead reaction has been really, it's been much more polarized than we would have expected. Usually Rockstar games are, for the most part, people are usually on the side of this is a great game.
Yeah.
Red Dead 2, I think, most people are still on the side of it's a great game. But there's a growing chorus of people that are saying it ain't a great game.
It seems like the shine wore off pretty quick of that, the glowing 10s and release day to being people like, and don't get me wrong, again, you're right, the majority of people totally in love with it.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like I said, I've not played it, but I've watched about 150 hours of it at this point because Leah really enjoys playing it. I enjoy watching her play. Looks like a lot of fun. It was my first Assassin's Creed game. I've never played or paid much attention to one. I played like 5 minutes of Origins and didn't really get into it because the world and the character didn't appeal.
Don't lie to us.
I agree. That's
But
happening.
I like ancient Greece.
Yeah.
I like ancient Greece and Greek
I was
mythology and Greek history.
reading Kotaku yesterday. Maybe Polygon, but somebody put up a thing about how I think it was Kotaku about how Assassin's Creed didn't stick the landing on their
I read
stories.
the same piece.
Was it Kotaku?
Yeah.
They put it really well. The writer who's escaping me right now, when they were talking about the fact that playing the game is like being on holiday the whole time. Because the way the sun comes in, it's like you're on beaches and it's so green and bright.
It's just
and
an
vibrant.
environment you want to be in. Yeah,
exactly.
In 4K, in HDR, it looks incredible. One thing my wife hates about it is the modern day stuff.
Oh, who
she's
doesn't
like,
everybody?
she's like 30 hours in, and then suddenly you're in modern day. She's like, what the fuck
You're
is
there
this?
for like 5 minutes and you're
Yeah,
out.
that's the good
But
thing.
like,
They kept
do you
it
really think the
short.
Assassin's Creed game needs that framing device? Like, why
No,
not just
but
have a game set in ancient Greece?
The
Why do you have to have
chorus
this
of
animus
people who are
bullshit?
like, this isn't a real Assassin's game anymore. They
Who's
can't.
saying, who's saying
No,
that?
people when Odyssey came out. No, it's not enough. And like, just shut up.
What,
Just
because it
have
doesn't have
fun.
enough of that modern day stuff?
Yeah, because it's giving you choices and becoming more of an. It's a great game. Everybody should
so
play
good.
Odyssey. Thank you, Kevin.
It does look like a great game. I really enjoyed it. The only thing that again, to be fair, you have to get about 100 hours in to start to feel this, and at which point you could argue the game's delivered enough value.
Yeah.
But it does start, going. It's almost kind of a joke. It's like, hello, Cassandra or Alexios.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Side Quest or Mrs. Side Quest. Somebody stole my cattle. So what do you want me to do? Well, you have to clearly
kill
murder
them.
all of them.
Yeah.
And like basically one of the things that Assassin's Creed Odyssey teaches you is that murder is the solution to everything.
Yeah.
Just murder everybody.
Yeah.
And your problems will be solved.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And then
Sometimes it's like, no, you don't have to kill them.
Yeah, but then you end up something finds you and you kill him anyway.
yes.
But then you
How
come
many
back.
times I heard, yes, all the bandits must die.
Yeah.
Like every single time.
Yeah.
Kill everybody.
And then, of course, you come back and deliver the item and close the quest, and it's either I couldn't find the item with the little scale next to it, or no, here's the item. Thank you. I don't need to roll.
One of my favorite things in games like this, and it happens a lot if you play the way that Leah plays, because she runs around and grabs everything.
Yeah.
She turns over every rock.
The right way to play.
Exactly.
Is when somebody gives you a side quest and you've already got the thing for it.
Yeah.
So I've done it already.
Oh, it's
Isn't that
so
great?
good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I got 3 trophies left to platinum in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Very excited.
Very nice. But, so on the achievement, so I will say that on the achievement side, Leah's already got the equivalent of a play. She's got 52 out of 52 achievements.
Nice. Yeah.
She's
yeah.
nailed it. 100%.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 2 more. They're not really questions though. Sean Diggity McIntosh writes into kind of.
McIntosh.
No, it says it's an MC, so it's Mick.
You're going to say McIntosh.
McIntosh. If it said MA, I would say Mac.
Do you say...
He says McDonald's. That's not how you say that.
I say McDonald's.
McDonald's, yeah.
But you pronounce it almost like you McDonald's.
Yep, he's nailing it.
Muck.
You're nailing it, Gary.
It's not even, you're not even from here, all right? This isn't even your language.
Well, you don't say McDonald's because there isn't an A in it.
Okay,
you
now
just
you're
wanted me to
back-
say
now you're-
Macintosh.
you're
But you do
back.
say Mac. How do you when the Apple Macintosh came out? How do
It
you
had
say
an
that?
A in it, so I
Okay,
said
okay,
Mac.
all right, to be fair. All right. You know
Good
what?
day,
When I'm
Greg
wrong,
and
I'm wrong.
Gary.
I'll admit it. You got me on that one.
I recently became a PSVR owner on Black Friday and couldn't be happier with my purchase. While Beat Saber is fantastic and Tetris Effect is great, I have to say my favorite experience so far has been booting up the SummerSlam highlights on, and he means Survivor Series highlights on Next VR and seeing Greg goddamn Miller in the front row and hearing you talk shit to Brock Lesnar. That was rad. Thanks for all you guys do and give that chicken a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, you had a good time at SummerSlam, didn't you?
I had a great time at Survivor Series, front row, and I saw, when we first got there was a camera like on the other side of the barricade.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool, that they're doing camera shots in there. I didn't understand it was VR. And so Sean is actually the first person to mention this. I booted up
so you're in VR.
I booted up the PlayStation VR, and yes, pretty much every shot is on my side of the ring. So if you look over there, you see me, Dunham, and Jen hanging out.
That's funny.
And you can hear us screaming at it if you missed it. It's all free. So if you have PlayStation VR, check it out.
I might actually be in the market for a PSVR.
Yeah, you are.
I think Tetris Effect
Hell yes, you are.
is
Do it, you
putting.
coward!
I mean, because I love Tetris Effect is probably my second favorite game of the year after Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It might be my favorite game overall, just in terms of like
Yep.
the 10-minute chill out session.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, you need 15 minutes or do
And
even just do
have
the
you done
three-
it in VR yet?
No, and that's the thing. Everyone says it's the best version.
You should try it before you leave today.
How can it be that Tetris Effect is my favorite game of the year, but I haven't
You're not
played
playing
it
it the
in the
best way.
mode that everyone says is the best way to play it?
It's like
Do you have it set up here?
Yeah, I can.
Can I
2
try it
seconds. I
after?
have it set up.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll try it.
Yeah.
That's what I wanna
but
do.
have you played Beat Saber yet?
No, but I've watched people playing it,
Dude.
and they're flailing around like mad,
It's awesome.
mad
So
people.
It's so
Dude,
good.
so much
It's so
fun.
good. You got it. You know what?
Well, I've got. I can get it on the Rift. I can get it on PC.
Yeah, but PlayStation trophies.
Can I try that here as well?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll do a little bit of VR afterwards.
Here's what I'm going to say. You're going to like it so much, you're not even going to go home. You're going to go home. You're going to go straight to buy a PlayStation
straight to Target
VR.
and buy a PSVR.
Leah, he's got to do it. I'm sorry. He'll be home when he can be.
The thing is, I've got to get the whole set that has the Move controllers as
No
well.
problem. Easy.
The ones
go
that
buy the Have you played? You haven't played Moss or Astrobot?
No.
Buy that bundle and you're all set.
Oh, there's a bundle?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Moss Astrobot bundle.
Does it have the Move controllers?
Yep, got everything in there.
Because that's what I've got to look
Camera,
for.
everything.
I feel like I've dropped the opportunity though to get a Black Friday deal on it. Because somebody, this guy,
but
Sean is saying he got it on Black Friday.
Yeah, but you're making Book of Eli money. You're fine. You can
Less than you might think.
Royalties
Greg.
are still rolling in off that.
I actually got a check for it just this week.
Is that because like it gets played on a Netflix or an HBO?
Yeah,
or something?
anytime that I see that like a movie that I worked on is being played on like TNT or HBO or something, I go, oh, nice, I got some money coming.
Yeah, 17 cents. Here it comes.
Yeah. I actually literally did get a check for 6 cents once on residuals.
Jesus. Matt Cat 710 gets the final comment of the day. It's not a question. I'm a Walmart associate and just wanted to add some details for the discussion yesterday about returning games. We were talking about returning games and digital refunds and how it even works at stores anymore. Walmart's policy is that if the game has been opened, we cannot accept it as a return, as we have no way of verifying if you played it or even beat it. I believe it is part of a copyright law that it protects the artist, developer, publisher from somebody using their content and not paying for it. I would assume there is little difference for other retailers. So buying digitally may actually give you more options for a refund. That's a bridge too far, but thank you for explaining what's happening at Walmart, because I was wondering what happens at big box stores anymore. Time to squad up. This is where one of you writes in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Give me your name, username, platform of choice, and why you need help in a game. I read it here. The best friends come and find you, and everybody has a good time. Today, Raku Ferret needs help on PlayStation 4, specifically PSVR. The PSN, geez Louise, I'm just going to spell it. ahrouncrinosxiii.
Now here's a guy that could benefit from that name change
Lord
feature.
almighty. Hello, KFGD crew. Since picking up Beat Saber on release day, I've had a blast playing out my weirdly specific Jedi Fruit Ninja fantasy. However, my friend's leaderboard is sadly empty. Although there's no multiplayer, I'm hoping to squad up with fellow cyberpunk block slicers to compare scores in this amazing game. My PSN name is what I already said, and he puts in parentheses, praise Shu for letting us change our names soon. So hit me up and grab your sabers.
What do you think is the best game on PSVR if you had to pick one?
That's, oof, don't make me choose, man.
on,
I'm putting you on the spot today.
The answer, I mean, Beat Saber, yes. Beat Saber,
Saber?
and I love Tetris Effect. I'm not taking away from Tetris Effect. I love Moss. I love Astrobot. I love Firewall. I love everything that came before it when we're talking about Batman or something else. But like, Beat Saber is a game I'm trying to play every day for exercise. You know what I mean? And enjoying it. You know what I mean? Waking up in the morning, getting my heart
I've seen some videos of
going.
you playing it, and you really move.
I ordered a sweatband last night.
Yeah, you ordered a sweatband?
Job Stauffer, you know Job?
Yeah, I know Job.
He's doing that Orpheus stuff for VR now too. Did I pronounce that right, Kev? We looked it up the other day.
Orpheus is
Thank
great.
you very much. He had a games industry.biz wrote a profile about him and what he's doing with VR and like relaxation and betterment. We had talked about him on the show, and then that thing popped, and then he asked me and Justin from PlayStation Blog about what we're doing with Beat Saber, because we're both like working out and burning fat, and then Andrea got involved, and then we mentioned Can of Fan Games Daily, and then I asked what I should do about the sweat, and he gave me a bunch of advice, and I'm going to follow it. Because the headset's getting sweaty now. Yeah, you see, it was this. Well, I ordered it for the office, to the office, the headband. So I'll try it on one day here. I'll show you what I'm up to.
So
and then he said, get baby wipes.
Is it to stop sweat getting in your eyes, or is it to stop the headset getting sweaty?
It's both to pin back my hair, because my hair's too long right now, so
Yeah.
it's going in there when I'm moving around, and then also, to keep to have a buffer of sweat from my
Do you
forehead.
play with your glasses on?
I do not.
But do you find that you can see clearly without your glasses?
I do, yeah. But that's me. My prescription's not that hard.
Oh, okay.
Time for You're Wrong. Let's see what we missed. And of course, if you're watching live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, we ask you to go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screwed up. Zaire points out that Battlefield 5 is also $30 at Target today. Ignacio Rojas.
That's what you said, isn't it?
Well, I was talking about a different store.
Oh.
Ignacio Rojas says, we missed some news. According to Rockstar, progress from Red Dead Online beta might not carry over to the full product. That's an interesting might. I don't know why they would put that there. I'll look into that. I don't trust Ignacio as far as I can throw him. Earthbound Zero says Jason
You
Schreier.
said Target.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Then I take it all back.
You were right in the first place.
Thanks a lot, Zaire. You go to hell. You go to hell. Earthbound Zero says Jason Schreier is denying, or it says that this Superman game is not Rocksteady's game on Reset Era. Zaire says Sega Ages Outrun is out today on Switch.
Wait, hold on. What is?
Sega Ages Outrun.
Outrun as in...
The Sega game, the old Sega.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're
Between R-Type and Outrun, this is very interesting.
And you're buying a
to me.
PlayStation VR today, too.
Yeah.
Ferret2036 says the PlayStation VR bundle with Moss and Astrobot doesn't have the Move controllers. The Super Hot one does. Super Hot is not. You've played Super Hot.
I've played Super Hot on the Rift.
I mean, so many good games. So many good games.
So many good games. What a time.
Trent says regarding yesterday's discussion about returning games, Target will only allow you to exchange the game for the exact same game if it's been open. Thank you very much. And then Zaire writes in with a very lengthy thing about GameStop that I'm not going to read right now because I think that's just more information, and now you're wrong. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show, kindafunny.com/KFGD. Watch it live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames and watch it later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and listen on podcast services around the globe. Tomorrow's host is Tim Gettys. Now we're going to go play PlayStation VR. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.